In a world of limitless opportunities and countless challenges, the choices we make manifest themselves into the very roads that guide us. And the tribulations and triumphs that shape, weather, and bind these paths together are the very essence of what makes the world such a beautifully strange place. But we walk our path with no map, in search of answers that nobody has, simply hoping that we don't get lost. In a world of limitless opportunities and countless challenges, the choices we make manifest themselves into the very roads that guide us. And the tribulations and triumphs that shape, weather, and bind these paths together are the very essence of what makes the world such a beautifully strange place. But we walk our path with no map, in search of answers that nobody has, simply hoping that we don't get lost along the way. So maybe just sharing our story of where we come from and the things that have guided us along the way can be enough to guide those lost in their own path.
I'm Zach Bonanza, and this is the Lost Guidance Podcast.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, rocking out today. Sorry about the technical difficulties if you're watching live, but we're going to snap that out for the YouTube. You won't even notice. We're here today for the 18th episode of the Lost Guidance Podcast. As you know, I'm your host, Zach Bonanza, and I'm joined with the Ankle Busters Semi-Pro Paintball team. Guys, welcome. We have Ivan Popov and Brian Morrissey in the house.
Hey, man.
Say what's up, guys.
How's it going?
So we're going to try and make this work. I know it's not the most optimal situation to have one microphone between a few people. And we're going to have their friend Salvatore join us in a moment. But for now, as I like to do with all the guests, I suppose we could start with Ivan here. Ivan, I like to get going on the bare essence of it, the story of how it started, and how did you guys come together? We'll start with Ivan, go to Brian, and see what brought you guys together.
Yeah.
Start the story, man. Take that mic right in your palm. People want to hear it, bud.
Well, so the Ankle Busters was actually...
Slide it right up and out. Yeah, there you go.
Sweet.
There you go.
So the Ankle Busters, we are a paintball team upstate New York, just trying to kick it as hard as we can. But back in the day when this all kind of came to fruition, was actually kind of Brian's idea. Basically, for like, I don't know, the past 10, 15 years, I've been like playing paintball on and off, like getting little like teams together and stuff like that. Back in high school,
Just like recreational,
yeah,
have a good time.
stuff
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing to do in high school, shoot each other with paintball guns.
And that kind of like took like a 7-8 year of just kind of like me going like once a year, and then like I was like, you know, going out there just getting wrecked, destroyed, going out there with like professional gear, but like not knowing what I was doing. And finally, on my bachelor party, which she organized, we were supposed to go out.
I'm gonna want to hear about that later.
We were supposed to go out to what was it, like Head Rush or something in Syracuse, and turns out it was like a Groupon ticket he got for me and my one roommate Alex at the time, and like he told me about it like as we were going. I'm like, dude, that place has been closed for like 10 years.
I found in my defense, I found a valid Groupon.
You had a Groupon. That's what got you in.
Valid Groupon.
The funny thing was we were like literally like half a block away from Check Six Paintball, which is like our home field main sponsor. Like,
That's like right up the road now, right?
Yeah. And we were like half a block away from that. I was like, dudes, you guys want to play paintball? Let's go play paintball right over there. So we go there, and like Rob, the owner, super cool guy, like hooks us up. And like we played a couple rounds together, just the three of us. Nobody else was there, but it was like mad fun. And I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, dude, this is like way more better with friends.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So I just kept asking everybody out, like, you know, let's go play paintball. Let's get some group together. And like one or two times it happened with like 10 of us or so. But then it was always somebody else's idea when I was trying to get people out. It never quite worked out. And then
like a full group.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 of us, like me and Brian, or like me and Sal, who's the co-captain of the team now.
Right.
And at one point we got like 10 people ready to go, like rearing, like we're gonna go play paintball, and this is where the name came from. Everybody went out to like these concerts where like there was like mosh pits.
Yeah.
But, like they had no business having mosh pits there. I'm talking like Matchbox 20. Stuff like that. Like, that's
I
literally.
wish you would step back from that. Yeah.
And like 3 or 4 of the guys were like, "Yo, I can't make it. I like totally busted my ankle at this show last night." And I'm like, "Dude, you went to a Matchbox 20 concert?" So I named the next time we were going to go out there like Ankle Busters paintball outing, and like people were just like, "Yo, you guys have a paintball team?" We're like, "Well, yeah, we got a paintball team." We kind of like went with it at that point. And
What's your name? And you're all like, bada bing, bada.
Everybody's limping around.
Everybody's just hobbling from
Yeah.
the Matchbox 20
Yeah,
concert.
we're the ankle busters.
yeah, so the name just kind of stuck, and like after that, the owner Rob was like, we were talking to some other fields and stuff, and they were like, "You guys got like a group of 10 guys. We want to sponsor you." And we're like, "All right, but home field is like here." So we told him that, and he was like, "Yo, whatever they're gonna give you for a deal, I got you. Make us our home field, or make me your home field for your team and stuff, and like I'll just hook you guys up. Come here and play. Come here to practice, and we're gonna go places." And since then, it's just been professional, well, semi-professional paintball in the CNYPL.
Right.
Ever since.
That's
then.
awesome. The
So,
paintball league, right?
Yeah.
So, Brian, how did you all of a sudden be at a bachelor? Here, can you scoot in under the table more and try to, that way you're in shot.
Oh, there
yeah,
we
there
go.
you go.
Am I
Perfect.
better?
Yeah, perfect. You're right in. How did you go to a bachelor party and you're like, you know what, we should be paintballing. This should be part of the bachelor party.
Well, it was his wedding, and he asked me to be the best man for it. So I said, obviously, I get party duties here. And me and Ivan have been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
And he always expressed a big interest in playing paintball. He used to always tell me when he was in college how he would play paintball with all these guys. And I just recently got back into it at that point in time. I was going to Check 6 in their very first location and playing woods ball games.
Where was their first location?
They were on, what was it, Bartlett Road, kind of on the border of like Westmoreland and Rome.
Rome, that's
And
what I thought.
Yeah, and he only really had like woods ball fields, and he actually had like really cool stuff. Guys would come out and had to tow full tactical gear with like machine
Really?
guns, AR-15 clones, and all this stuff, and host these really incredible games.
Wow.
And my buddy Corey got me out going with him to these games, and I'm like, I used to play in high school, and this is cool. So we started going kind of frequently there, and that's how I got to know Rob. Was I would frequent his big games and stuff like that. So then Ivan's talk about playing paintball and stuff, and I just got it in my head. I'm like, you know what, dude? Let's go play. Let me go take
Boys, we're joining the house by Salvatore Jacoby. What's up, man? Come on in.
co-captain over here.
Hop on over there. We're gonna get you in the shot real soon. So just
Yeah,
continue on.
so-
We're just talking about like the creation of the team and how we all got you guys got motivated to do this. And Brian was at a bachelor party.
So the first idea that comes to my mind to take Ivan out for bachelor party is let's go play paintball. Like I want to take him to go shooting.
Yeah.
And it was me and the owner of one of our sponsors, Yellow House, another one of our good friends, Alex.
Somewhere.
So I team
You
up
guys can
with
see
Alex.
the killer banner and everything behind him, the jerseys representing.
And I find this Groupon for this place out in Syracuse that I've never played at before, because Check 6 was in the middle of a move, and I wasn't too sure if he completed his new location.
Right.
So, you kind of heard the story. I get this Groupon, and I got this whole plan. We're going to go out to Syracuse, play some paintball, then I'm going to take him out to Destiny, and we're going to go do some shenanigans there and some shenanigans here. And, I had, this whole, 5-step
A
process.
whole lot of shenanigans. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
yeah. It's a bachelor party, man. You gotta take care of your boy. So, we get up there, and Ivan starts telling me, I'd start telling him part of his details, and he's like, dude, that paintball field is closed. What about Check 6? And I think, did you do that? You were doing the signs for them when he moved.
Yeah, that literally happened the week before that. Yeah, he just needed a new pair of signs and stuff there for the road and stuff like that, for be like, we're going to be over here and this is where the field's actually going to be. And then the very next day was my bachelor party, and I was
Wow.
So it was
Perfect
funny because
timing.
I knew Rob from playing paintball the past year in the woods with him. He knew Rob from his working relationship, making a sign for him and everything. So I'm like, yeah, let's go to Check 6. And shout out to Rob Krasowski.
sweet.
He's
It all
a great
worked
guy,
out.
Rob. We love you. So yeah, and it kind of just we had a great time. We all shot each other, got muddy bloody. And that's kind of reignited the flame in all of us and me and Ivan for paintball. Alex, it was his first time, I believe, and he had such a good time that he was on board and being a sponsor.
How pumped was
and
your wife
everything,
you were
and-
willing to go to war for her? That's awesome, man. I mean, it's so crazy how the stars aligned for you guys. Everything was kind of all at the same time. You
Yeah.
had the right ideas, and you're all like-minded in it. Meeting Rob and all them guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it was I got to give a lot of the effort credits to Ivan and our co-captain Sal over here. They did a lot of work to make the whole team come together and to put us where we are today.
That's
but
awesome.
at the end of the day, we're all really good friends. We hang out on the field and off the field a lot.
For sure.
And anybody that comes into the team like that is also considered family to us. We're an extremely tight knit team and consider ourselves all brothers and sisters and family. Even their girlfriends or wives or whatever's going on. We all.
That's awesome, man. And I think that's a big part of you were saying earlier. It's hard to get friends to just go on a weekend, and I think that's part of what makes a team. It's that brotherhood, that camaraderie to it. You're like we're all of the like mind that. We want to represent this name and whatever it means, and this essence, and then every week you're saying, I'm not going to let the remainder of that team, that whole down. If I'm a small cog in this wheel, I'm not going to let them down. And I think that's why you guys are doing so good and you're still in it, And if you didn't have that, it's easy to fall by the wayside. Like a kickball team that you just get drunk at, at one of those local things,
I think a big part of being a cog in the machine too is sometimes one of them cogs might not spin so freely, but the machine that we are helps those rusty cogs out. Sometimes we all know we have personal
That's
issues.
some metaphorical shit, my man.
Like everybody's got their own problems. There might be a week where somebody is coming up with a little bit of let's just say financial issues, like they can't afford to play the game. It's a very it's an expensive game to play.
Yeah.
So
right. Like what's a box of paint cost you? And
I mean you're looking anywhere from like. You could pay anywhere from $40 to $100 for 2,000 rounds, which when we go into tournament and play a tournament, we're going to shoot between 1 to 3 cases a person.
Wow. And the quality matters, right? You don't want the cheap
yeah,
ones that blow up probably in your gun and jam it up, I can imagine.
Right, or they, fly all sorts of crazy, and we can get into the mechanics of all that.
Yeah, we will. We got time, boys.
Strap in. Like
it's
I said,
be a long one.
we're all a big family, and we all help each other out. In that manner to make sure that the machine just works flawlessly.
That's awesome. Now, how many members are on the team total as of right now?
Somewhere between like 18 and 20. It's like a fluctuating number.
Okay.
Because we've got like a lot of guys. It's kind of like rotating. Like, we got family stuff. I can't be in for a couple months, but back and forth. But I'd say there's a solid 20 of us right now.
Wow, that's awesome. And is it mostly you do your recruitment by word of mouth or?
Kind of it spreads from friend to friend and stuff like that. It's like, you want to play paintball? Do you want to play
family, friends?
Do you want to play it for real? Like now? It's like, what does that mean? It's like
you paintball, but do you paintball, bro?
And like we had a couple members and stuff too that had fallen like to like other paintball teams where it's like, I just want to I want to play paintball with my friends. It's like, like you become friends with your paintball team. That's kind of like a given. But it's like if you're trying to not be part of this like semi-professional team because you want to play with your friends, it's like, how serious about paintball?
Right.
Really?
I mean, if you're only getting out to do it once a year, you're probably not even going to buy the stuff,
Exactly,
I think once you get to the level where you're like, man, paintballing was so fun. I want to get my own equipment, and then I want to make the time and go more. I think maybe that is that kind of the time you guys realized you wanted to make it more than just a hobby. Or Sal, try and get in on here, dude.
Yeah.
Here, let me see. I'm just going to do something while you guys talk. So at what point did you all realize that maybe, hey, this is getting serious for me and I want to keep going with it?
That's actually a really good jump off for Sal to come in, because that's exactly the moment when like I was asking him, I was like, do you want to start a team together? Because it's just like me and him showing up at a paintball field, and then like next thing you know, it's like people are asking like, are you guys gonna start a team this year? Because we like kind of want to join you guys.
Are you guys a thing?
Are you a team?
It just kind of came out of nowhere when we started playing, and then people came up and started asking us like, so are you guys doing this on the regular? Like, I see you're here on the field like all the time. Are you guys going to be a team? And then it kind of just...
Like, what's your team name?
We don't know. It's just coming together now, man.
Did you tell them how the team got started?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Oh,
yeah.
The SpongeBob post. And, the team name came
Here, just real quick, back you up a little bit and then get you over more. Or maybe you two even switch chairs, because that's a big fucking chair.
Oh, I see the camera now.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Brian, can you move over a click, and then Sal will be right in shot.
Will be the first time we've been on top of each other.
I'm hoping that if this sounds like shit, one of y'all is out there and you're going to let me know. Yo, this is pretty poggers. I don't even know what poggers means. G-Lo 315.
Yeah.
but that is a cool word. I think. I hope it's a compliment.
Can we use it on the field?
Can we be poggers about it?
Pog the shit out of that, bro. Pog it up.
So we were talking about members of the team, and they just told me your son plays, right?
Yeah. My 16-year-old son plays on the team. My 30-year-old, well, she's almost 30. She's 29. My 29-year-old girlfriend plays on the team. And that's kind of one of the other beauty things that attracted a lot of people to our team was like BMO said, we're more of like a family-oriented team. And the fact that, we have 16-year-old kids, 17-year-old kids, 18, 19-year-old kids, all the way up to 30, 36, 38-year-old men, and women, our girlfriends, and
all ages and sizes. Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of teams are, they go for the win. They want the tight-knit athletes with, the rock-hard bodies, have the experience, and that's not how our team kind of operates.
Right. It's like, we'll find your position here.
Yeah,
we'll get you in.
exactly.
And that's cool, man, because nobody wants to join a team where, even just a few weeks ago, I tried getting back into my old dojo, doing some Muay Thai kickboxing, and it's like, I didn't feel apprehensive about it. I walked in, everybody's like, hey, man, fucking welcome back, glad to see you, and I start struggling, obviously, because my fat ass is out of shape. Welcome back, dude. Oh, come on, Zach. And it felt like a brotherhood, and, it seems like you guys have that together, and so that radiates, and people pick up on those things.
Exactly.
So I'm sure as people come in and they're like, giving it a shot, like, yeah, maybe I like paintball, maybe I'll give it a try. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, this is...
Right.
A cool place to be, good people around, they help you out, they motivate you. That's inspiring, and that's what it's about, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not
people
just
worry
shooting
about-
each other, which is fun.
People worry about getting on a team. I think that's one of the other things that holds people back from actually wanting to join the team is they feel like they're not good enough. They walk out to the speedball field.
Exactly.
Yeah, they see these people sprinting all over the place, bunker to bunker, and they're like, wow, this is intense. I don't know if I can do this. And that's, again, that's just not how we operate. Everybody, as Ivan said, gets to play. Whether you're brand new, male, female, 150-pound rock hard body, or 350-pound flabby body.
Yeah.
Just having that mindset, like, I want to be on a team. I want you on my team immediately.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I don't
awesome.
care what you do, what you can and cannot do. I will freaking get you there. But you want to be on a team. That's all I need.
That's tremendous.
That's it. Yeah.
So if somebody did want to get on the team, Sal, try to lean in a little, because I want to keep you in the frame, and you keep fading in and out on me.
My bad.
Yeah.
We're all family here.
Yeah, we're bros on this side. So if somebody did want to come join the team, if you guys were just getting into it, or somebody out there just wanting to get into it, what's the standard equipment? I know I hear brands like Icon you guys bring up and stuff like that. These are the good quality things, and I think you might have even brought some equipment with you. We can get out in a minute.
I did bring some.
Yeah, if you want to start unbuckling it, show people what you got, we can ask their opinion. What do you guys consider the standard? What do you need as a gun, a mask?
There's no standard equipment as to what you can use. That's a huge loaded question as to what it is. All it has to do is it has to eventually be able to be tournament legal, and that just counts for 10.2 balls per second firing rate. A ramp mode setup, which is pretty much like the NXL standards currently, is you have to be able to maintain with your two fingers a 5 press per second minimum. For it to go from 5 balls per second to 10.2 maximum. It'll ramp up once you hit 5. After 5 shots, that's all you need at any point. There's so many guns out there.
Wow.
So many guns.
So as long as it meets the regulations of speed, really.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's kind of like, I don't know if golfing has something similar to that, or any other sport.
No, I guess it'd be like NASCAR. Would be
Like
the way-
tires, yeah.
Well,
Okay,
with
yeah.
their motor regulations, you know what I mean? You can build the biggest motor you want, but they're going to regulate you to only put out so many horsepower, 500 horsepower, where these guns are capable of putting out 30 balls per second.
Wow.
We're capped off at 10.5 balls per second
Okay.
in our tournament standards.
30 balls a second.
Some guns can get that, yeah.
If you ever heard
Holy crap.
If you ever heard a minigun, it's exactly what it sounds like at that speed. Yeah. And that's pain every time you get hit in the face.
That is crazy.
For some people who may not.
It's Garrett.
Garrett?
Garrett is the guy chiming in.
Oh,
He said hello.
Hello, Garrett.
He's the one saying poggers. You guys know what that is? I love it, dude.
Yo, fill us in, Garrett. We don't know what poggers is.
Garrett, my man, what's up, dude? I'm pogged out.
But to explain just a little bit further what Ivan was saying, in case we lost some of you guys out there with the ramping and whatnot. So all these guns nowadays that you'll see in the speedball tournaments, They essentially, just to break it down in layman's terms, have a little computer chip in the handle. I'll show you guys later when we pull the marker out. And what that does is it regulates that speed for you, and that's a fully adjustable up to, as Ivan said, usually up to 30 balls per second. So once you hit that trigger more than a few times, that computer chip automatically kicks in and just starts sending balls almost like a machine gun that works itself at 10.2 balls per second.
Wow. I wonder who the guy was to think of all this shit. Man, he really did it right.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys like? What kind of equipment are you rocking? What do you guys consider to be the good stuff?
For starters.
For starters, let's
Wanted to
for
grace you with a little something here. We got
oh,
little HK Army.
fucking represent.
Made by HK Army custom headband. 4 ankle busters. They're one of the best names in the business. That's for you, my friend.
Dude, my man. All right. Well, you know what's
You
gonna
know
be
we
on my
got
head the rest of
we
the
got to
show.
shout out to our boys at HK Army, Hostile Kids.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely, man.
I'm putting this on right now.
Yeah, we call that in paintball, man. That's a head wrap. You got to get headgear, man. If you don't got the fly headgear, if you don't come out to the field without no headgear on, man, you just ain't right.
Boys,
You got to stay proper.
it's going down.
Gotta
I'm
stay
going
VSB.
temporary.
Gotta stay VSB.
You cannot rap for VSB. I hate that site. Although it is hilarious.
There you go, man. Wrap
Dude,
it up.
fucking A, boys. You
There
want to
you
mess
go.
in this part of town? I don't think
There
so.
you go.
I don't think so, ladies.
He is ready to go to war now.
Straight ninjas.
That's awesome.
Take that to your dojo, man.
Dude,
It's gonna look hot in your dojo. I'll tell you what.
Like, you got a purple belt? I got a purple, white, black, whatever belt.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean,
Guys, thank you. This is awesome.
yeah. To hop back on topic, man.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
talking about
like,
good equipment.
yeah, we always shout out. HK makes great gear. What else? Most of our team is all shooting Planet Eclipse guns. Planet Eclipse is great.
That's like a good industry standard.
yeah,
like
yeah,
leading
yeah.
brand.
Yeah, Planet Eclipse is
'Cause I'll
great.
be honest, I'm in it's complete dark when it comes to this stuff, and
Right.
I'm sure a lot of people are.
Well, I mean, we can run through and then just say, like, you know what I mean? Dye is a great company. Virtue is a great company as well. You got, Autococker. They're fantastic as well. Yeah, WGP.
That's great.
There's so many out there, just like makes and everything.
Well, now this is freaking cool. Let's see this sucker right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
What brand is this?
I'll hand the mic over to Sal and he can explain about his beauty here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
like your 1978, like, I don't know, like Viper, if you wanted to put it that.
Very
That's like
cool.
even like an actual
That's-
car. That's a classic.
Class. This is like vintage, huh?
Yeah, it's considered a mechanical. There's no chipboard like Sal was talking about it earlier. So that's why it's a vintage. It's pre-chipboard. But that means it doesn't break down, doesn't need batteries and anything. I'll hand the mic over to Sal and he can explain it to you a little bit here. With the
This is like Han Solo's blaster. Are you kidding me?
that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it
He
is.
had that custom milled for
Are you
Star
telling me
Wars
you're gonna
game
walk
that we
in, give me a
played.
headband and Han Solo's blaster, expect me not to go do war in the world?
Exactly what we're gonna do. We brought air paint. We're gonna shoot each other later.
I'm getting a little bit childish today, folks. It's awesome.
We played a Star Wars scenario game and he actually built that blaster tip for Han Solo costume that he played as during
That's
the Battle of Hoth
awesome.
2018.
That's awesome. So now, yeah, they have a bunch of different types of matches, right? So they have the scenario like
Yeah.
that. It's Star Wars. You're invading Hoth or you're defending it, right?
Yeah.
What else do they have? I know they have speedball, right?
Yeah, that's what we play. Is we play speedball or X-ball as it's called. There's hyperball, which is played like speedball but with plastic corrugated tubes as bunkers.
Oh, okay.
It's just so much louder and way more awesome to you. Like,
So-
like it's like a speedball bunker kind of like bounces off and it sounds just like a balloon. Like a hyperball bunker is just like a freaking reverberating bell.
That's
It's
cool.
Like, bam, 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 bam. It's like saving.
So it adds to the atmosphere. That's the distinction. Okay. And what?
There's Mounds Fields. Is a new thing coming back. All this old school stuff is starting to make a comeback. The Mounds Fields are making a comeback.
It's like a dirt bike. It's like a dirt bike track with guns. It's nice.
Well, I mean,
World War
I'm
One
in.
trench warfare.
that's sick, Fox. Dude, I just got off the Band of Brothers kick again, so I'm
such a great
I'm
show.
averse with it. It's such a good show.
Yeah. Speaking of which, D-Day is coming up. If you did Band of Brothers, they do a big D-Day scenario that lasts
Oh,
like
right,
3 days.
in Pennsylvania, right?
Hundreds of guys, helicopters, mortars,
So
machine guns.
my past guest, he was episode I think 4 or 5, David Loopy. He went and did that, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I got shot right in the back of the head. Someone snuck up on him, shot him right in the back of the head." I'm like, "That's got to be crispy." So now this is an electronic gun,
Yes.
significantly longer, looks less less parts to it at the first glance.
At first glance, yes, it looks less like there's less parts. This particular marker is called a G-Tech 160R, made by Planet Eclipse. They are probably, in my opinion, the leadingest gun maker as far as speedball markers go.
It's just straight the best.
They're the best, huh?
And yeah, so what you have here, there's a few different things that make this marker different from this marker. So this one's completely
Now you say
mechanical.
marker meaning
paintball gun.
Oh,
The
okay.
industry is sort of steered away from using the word gun
Oh,
and things to keep it PC. Parents don't want
Gotcha.
their 12,
Wow, I didn't even
13,
think of that.
14-year-old kids going out and playing with guns.
right.
They hear gun, it's just kind of a turnoff. So that's sort of one of the things that you'll hear people saying, markers, paintball markers.
Wow, I didn't even know that. That's interesting.
So one of the main differences between these two is the fact that this gun does not have something called eyes, and this gun does. I don't know if you can see right here, but there's a little, you have yourself a little black
Yeah, we can see
cover
it.
right here.
Yeah.
And behind that are two laser eyes. One's actually a laser eye, and the other one's usually a reflector. So what happens is the ball drops down into this breech through a hopper, and the laser sits way down at the bottom of the chamber and will actually tell the computer board, which is behind these grips, whether or not there is a ball down here in the bottom. So if there's not one in here, it won't let the bolt fire. And that will
Nice.
prevent balls from chopping in half and shooting just splooge
Wow.
wads of paint all over the place.
Wads of paint.
Yeah, think of like your grocery store conveyor belt or your garage door opener system. It's
Right.
just when
Something in the
something
way.
crosses the path of the laser, breaks the beam of the laser,
Nice.
it knows the gun is loaded because it's capable of shooting so fast.
So the Han Solo blaster is a little bit more likely to get jammed up.
It is a little more likely to get jammed up. This one's completely mechanical, so you have to pull this trigger. This is actually kind of a bad example because I had my buddy out in Indiana autococker repair, Dustin Parmley, completely tune this thing up to like the sickest shooting autococker. Most guns have a trigger pull, mechanical guns, of anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to half an inch, 3/8 of an inch. This one particularly, because I've spent so much money having it adjusted and tuned, is literally probably about 3 millimeters. So you can shoot this gun as fast as this gun, but if it's not jiving right and the balls aren't coming down at the right speed, you'll end up chopping those balls. Chop, chop, chop,
It's
chop.
got to be a big mess to try and clean that out, especially if you're in
Yeah.
the heat of a battle or
Mid
something.
game.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a squeegee, but they do have these little gizmos called a squeegee. It's basically like, it sort of looks like a
ear cleaner.
yeah,
Really?
or like a minimized like feather duster that you will shove right down the barrel, kind of turn it a little bit. Don't get any ideas of what I got going on here. But yeah, then you pull it out and clean it, and it'll start shooting again. Hopefully, pretty well. What else? The bolts have become incredibly more technologically advanced.
Oh hell yeah, definitely.
I'm not gonna go totally through it with you guys, but I'll just pull this one out. So you'll see this bolt. It's pretty straightforward. It's metal, rather heavy for what we have nowadays. Just 2 O-rings. One hole for the air to pass through and then out through the bolt.
So what do you find now that this one's obviously tuned? Are there certain perks or benefits to using one over the other, or do you just use it based on the day, or do you only use that for scenario? Or?
It's pretty much all personal preference. We got a guy on our team, Ian. He's one of our front snake guys. Awesome kid. He actually shoots a different version, a different type of autococker called the Trilogy. He's been taking that thing out in the speedball field and wrecking it.
Wow.
But generally, they have also mechanical leagues where you can only have mechanical.
Oh,
ones.
that's cool. Levels the playing field.
Yes, or you have to turn your electric marker down to 5.5 balls per second instead of 10.2.
Oh.
But that leaves you at a disadvantage because if you have a finely tuned mechanical
You
gun,
can go as fast as you want.
you can rip on it. Like
Wow.
people, like that's all it takes for. I don't know how detailed that
yeah.
camera is, but
Yeah, you can see it.
you know what I mean. Like you're talking a couple millimeters.
that's
Every time
crazy.
you hear that, that's a trigger pull.
That's crazy.
So it's just.
Yeah, you can hear it. So he just fired about 10,000 shots, folks. You better get out of the way.
Yeah, that literally probably would have been like 100 shots that came out.
Damn, that's
just
crazy.
in that 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Where
man.
This one would have been limited to 50. But no, they've just become lighter. Smaller. The technology has increased, tenfold
Wow.
since these guns started coming out. You'll saw how simple that bolt is. that one just had a what's it called? Just a simple pin you would pull out that somehow I lost. But these ones are a little different. They pop out.
That's called an engine.
Yes, or an engine, people call them. This one specifically is a gamma core, probably one of the most reliable bolts on the market right now. And once you take it apart, you can take this thing. I think there's like 6 pieces.
Yeah,
Wow.
They're pretty complex.
So you can really break it down, and which leaves room to upgrade, I'd imagine, right?
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
getting better.
That depends on your gun. Like Planet Eclipse makes like I'm just gonna say it, they make perfect guns. There's like no room to upgrade like really anything outside of like the parts they give you for it.
Or aesthetics, maybe, how it
Yeah,
looks.
stuff like that. Yeah, like and the one company that we work with, Tech T Paintball actually is like one of the few companies that's just like, all right, this gun's not perfect. We're going to make small upgrades to it. And like we're talking like efficiency upgrades of like a pot of paint, like an extra like one of these like 160 rounds of paint is like huge when you're in a tournament environment.
Right.
But they will go those extra lengths. Like I've been working with Tech T since like December, like since Christmas, and it's like what like 5-6 months ago, on an upgrade bolt for a gun like that. The guns that, or I'm sorry, marker like that. A marker.
Yeah.
I run with.
You better
It's
watch
like,
yourself, Mr. Popov.
I like want to see these beers, and basically like they've been actually pushing.
Which, hold on, just real quick. Just wanted to see. Sorry, continue. I thought we had lost something.
Oh no!
Go ahead.
I wish
So
I-
these Tech T, these guys are at least upfront with the fact that, hey, we have room to improve, and here's how you can do it. And is it inexpensive to do?
It's about like, because to put it into perspective, like Planet Eclipse will make upgrades for their guns down the line. Like, that's kind of an example of one. It's the G-Tech line, but there was also the Geo line, which is like the next class up above that. And they had like a Geo 1 through a Geo 3.1. And in the 3.5, they released something called the IV core or the 4 core, which was like their upgrade. I'm gonna like break these headphones in a second.
No.
but-
Oh, yeah.
but basically the 4 core was like a lot smoother, a lot more paint efficient, a lot more air efficient, softer on paint, and just like all around just like a way better bolt. And they decided like, all right, so we've got like 10 guns before this that can probably take this upgrade. Let's just retroactively make something for that.
Oh,
it's
very
like,
cool.
Boom, so like all these guns now will get this efficiency upgrade.
So at one point, Planet Eclipse wasn't on top. They just
Yeah.
reached the precipice and have stayed there, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then
Hey, if you know how to do it, fucking
Exactly, yeah.
enjoy the mountaintop.
and, nobody wants to mess with that except like Tech T. Like not like to say like they're messing with it, but they're like, yo, we can do the same type of engine, except we're gonna do it in a completely different way to give you these other better efficiency upgrades.
Very
on
cool.
A core that's been developed for like 10, 20 years at this point.
Very cool.
So,
They're like an aftermarket upgrade. They'll find a way to take what Planet Eclipse has done, like with that Gamma Core, and if they can lighten it up by 1/4 gram, by 1/2 gram or whatever,
That's
make
huge.
it lighter, then that's huge because it means it can move
How-
faster and take less air to make the gun work. Less air per shot means that you can get more shots out at the end of the day. So if you have
So you're saving tank
So
space
if everybody
and
is
everything.
shooting the Gamma Core getting, say, 11 pods out of it, and you can run out there with 14 pods or 12
There's
pods,
the difference.
then you have another 160 rounds over your enemy.
before you have to walk out. And
Right,
and get
right,
more.
before you're out.
Right. Okay. So, in addition, first off, what's like considered a light versus a heavy gun? Marker.
Well, you can kind of hold both of these. I mean, what would you say this was?
This
as
is
a
heavy,
Joe
and
man?
this one's light. You would consider?
That's
This is
considered
heavy,
heavy,
this is
and
lighter?
this is considered light.
All right.
You can definitely feel
Oh,
quite a weight
there's
difference in
distinction,
the two.
folks. You can see the distinction in my hands. I'd say this is probably 6 pounds.
Yeah, I'd give it 6
Fucking-
pounds. Once
I'm
you
good at
put
ages and weights, baby.
once you put an air tank on it, they get a little
I'd say
heavier.
this is 2 1/4 pounds. Damn!
Now imagine running around with them for a couple
Way different,
hours
right, you're holding
in
it
full
up.
gear, sweating, holding it up, diving on the
Right.
ground, jumping in the air.
Yeah, you're gonna get a little
So
bit
yeah,
tired.
they do fatigue you.
For sure. I can see that there's definite advantages.
Yeah.
That's It's very interesting because I bet a lot of people, even the people I was discussing, like, hey, I got a podcast today, check it out. I'm having members of a semi-pro team on, and they're like, there's semi-pro paintball. I'm like, there's pro paintball.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, it's legit. And once you get into, I mean, not even just like the formation of the team alone, but just like the equipment. the formations, the call out signs. I know Brian was giving me a bit of a rundown one night, and you're like, run to the Dorito, and that's the type of base you're at, you know?
Yeah, we got Doritos, cans, temples, all sorts of fun stuff.
And it's like things that people otherwise, it's like once you immerse yourself into the world, there's so much to learn, and it becomes more fun and more,
Yeah.
You get to progress. You get
exactly.
to progress with it, That's a good time.
Yeah, speaking of pro paintball, Sal just got back from NXL Philly, the actual pro games himself in Philadelphia.
A pro game.
Yeah, we went down to a national event called it's the NXL, the National X-Ball League. They're currently probably like the biggest touring, what would you call it, just organization that.
Touring league, yeah. Like the biggest touring league. In
so they go to city and you can play there kind of thing?
They have,
if you're
they
pro?
have one out.
They're international.
Oh, international.
Yeah, international, worldwide.
NXL Europe, NXL Asia, like Europe, Asia, Mexico. I think they do too. Yeah, like there's like 4 NXL. They're like all over the place. It's like
That's
every time you
crazy.
see Dynasty, like Dynasty's playing today in like lower eastern Taiwan. Like what? Yes, they are.
Very cool. So what was it like? Do you have to qualify or?
You don't actually necessarily have to qualify. You have to register, just like any real organized professional sport you go into. You have to pay a little bit of a league fee and get in there, and a team fee, I guess. You have to pay your own individual fee. You get yourself a little NXL card, get your name, face on it, and whatnot, and that basically allows you to play in the league. And I'd have to say it's probably some of the most fun I've ever had playing paintball. Just imagine, I don't know if any of you guys are festival goers out there, but just imagine going to like, EDC or like Lollapalooza or something, but it's completely Bonnaroo,
for paintballers.
Right, just
That's
completely
cool, man.
completely set up around paintball. There's dozens of vendors, probably like 50 different tents. I think there was like 26 different fields. So at any given time, there's 50-something paintball teams all playing, and then other teams waiting to get on that field. There was a few thousand people there.
Did you go down with people you knew, or you had a team to get on, or just?
Yeah, I actually went with our home sponsors here at Check Six. They needed.
So you guys went. Now you two didn't go, right? Did you? But you went with members of.
Yeah,
Check Six.
Yes, members of Check Six.
That's
we couldn't
sick.
get enough guys together. It was kind of like a last-minute decision, to go down there, and nobody can get time off work at that point. So I was like, you know what? They got, I'm see if I can go. Check Six took me in a great time with our Check Six family. Shout out to Rob for letting me play and come down there with you guys. It was a good time. Man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we didn't win. We couldn't win our little league there, but
what was the game or the scenario type that they were playing?
So the NXL tournaments are generally all speedball events.
All speedball. Okay.
We were down at the ProShare tent. ProShare is the basically the #1 paintball company in Europe that manufactures paintballs.
Oh wow.
Yep. I think we were playing just a heads-up match. So basically, single elimination. You play one game. Against each team. So you play 8 games, and if you have the majority of wins for that, you move on to the next day.
Oh, cool.
And there's different divisions once you get into the NXL. If you want to break down divisions, so you
So
have
many.
so
He's like so much.
if you walk in as like a new player, or a new team, you're not stuck with the pros because the pros also play there. So they have D5 all the way to D1. D5 being the most inexperienced people, with D1 being
Kinda
the
just-
most experienced.
Almost just like real sports.
Right, and
Like
he
football,
has, you can
college
see
ball.
he's got his little card with the scanner on
Yeah,
it.
very cool.
So they'll actually keep track of your stats as you're a player and keep track of, you're essentially assigned like a skill number, and that number will be what division you're in based on, your skill level.
Right.
You can move up into divisions, you can't move down into divisions. And then there's other sorts of rules surrounding these divisions and how they're broken up. So you can't walk in and you'll be evenly matched. You're not just going to get completely bulldozered over by the pros.
Are you
per
guys? Is Ankle Busters registered in a particular division?
Yeah, we were a D5 team. I don't think we're NXL registered.
We do have we're not like NXL. We are APPA registered, but I think that's currently the United Paintball League or something. They just changed their name last year or something like that.
Okay.
They combined with NXL Europe and a bunch of other different paintball league registration companies to create the major paintball registration thing for the entire globe. And we're not a part of that yet because we're just a second-year team at this point.
Right.
And we're trying to get ourselves to the level where it's we're gonna get an entire team going versus like 1 or 2 people going on to NXL
Right.
to actually represent the team. Because until we do it right, we're not gonna do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that comes with numbers too. Like,
Yeah.
how many did you have your first year? Now you have 20.
Like, yeah, like it went from like 10, 11 guys, like where it's like we were kind of like bordering on 13, which is like 1 over the 12 max for the team roster.
Yeah.
To now it's like we have 2 teams this year that we're running in
Great.
the CNYPL, and like we're kind of like bordering on the point where we have to get a 3rd team going. It's like
That's
it's
awesome.
growing exponentially like really quickly, but then it's like, do we consider are we gonna do year 3 like still stay in CNYPL, or are we gonna move and do just straight NXL and travel the whole country?
Wow.
Like CNYPL is cool and also
Or like
awesome.
keep
Yeah.
one local, one traveling.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
yeah.
options once you get that big. But that's cool, again, that it comes back to you guys all have a very like-minded goal.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah.
that you see the potential of this not just as something you do on Sundays.
That's actually a really good idea, by the way. He just mentioned, like, should we just keep some local teams and like a traveling team? Like, I
Well, I mean, I don't want to charge you a quarter every time you say it, but
we could do like CNYPL beginner, CNYPL open, and then
and then you
have
get
another
earn the
team that's
rights
just
to travel internationally.
Yeah,
That's it, boys. That's
That'll be a
it.
good way to
We're
break it
shut the
down.
camera off. We got the good ideas. So, real quick.
I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
Sorry, crispy.
I love the sound effects. Yeah, beer me. I'll take one.
Alright. I don't want this. Oh, exactly
Don't
that.
take that one.
Yeah, let me put that back. Who else needs
Too much expensive equipment on here. I had a tall boy, so I'm
All
still
right,
good.
you good, Ivan? All right. We're having a good time here, folks. I hope you guys are out there enjoying it. Let's see if Garrett chimed in.
Yeah, where's Garrett? I miss that guy.
Bailey
Are we-
W.
are we
Large.
Bailey, yeah, he's one of the Buster brothers. He's
Yo,
on our team.
Bailey, welcome to the combo, boys. We're having guys.
Bailey, give us a bust out there in comment land.
I'll be honest, I was a little
I've been
bit
trying
weary,
to-
wondering how this is going to work, but it's working out pretty damn good. 3 people in the studio, folks. You don't realize it, but that's an accomplishment. If you were standing here, you'd know why.
It's just passing the mic back and forth. I feel like poor BMO's arms are getting tired over here.
He's all right. He's used to
It's
it.
good training for holding the guns. That's all.
Which you need.
So back to kind of how the team got created and formatted. So Brian's beautiful egg of an idea spawns this bachelor party that eventually is kind of the catalyst that formulates everybody's similar thoughts. You're all thinking at the time, let's start a team.
Yeah.
Let's get playing. Let's get playing. This happens. Boom. It's on like clockwork. What happens next? How do you work your way up to the sponsors, getting onto the field, setting up, getting into the CNY, what is it?
CNYPL, the
PL,
Central New York
Paintball
Paintball League.
Okay. How does it all happen?
So the CNYPL, just like any competitive league you go into, they generally have league fees. Even if you're going to play softball, kickball, amateur baseball, whatever, you usually have to cough up some money for refs and your time on the field and whatnot. And paintball is no different. And we were just trying to figure out ways to try to keep costs down for people to play, because paintball, it's to be 100% real. You don't have to be rich to play it, but you can't exactly be broke to play it
Right.
either,
Paint, like we were just talking about Brian, it's not cheap.
Right.
Especially you have issues with your gun, you're gonna need this maintenance,
Right. I mean, you got to figure, even if once you get all your own equipment, which you can acquire everything you need for yourself. I mean, there's all sorts of buy, sell, trade sites out there. You could get a gun, a hopper, a tank, and a loader, or pretty much everything you need for under $200. It's not going to be, an $800, G-Tech 160R, but it'll still have the ramping mode. It'll still have the.
That's how much?
Well, when they came out, they were like $800.
Right.
That's why I laughed for a second. I'm like, $800. I can get that for a four.
Yes. When it came out, these were
You must
expensive.
not use the Facebook market sale.
My gun last year, for example, I mean, I think I bought it off
That's a
Ivan
sharper.
I bought my Ion off Ivan for $50, and that's what got me started into playing tournament ball.
That's awesome.
$50. Yeah.
I know Sal hates Ion, so I'm going to say it again.
I don't hate ions. I just don't understand why everyone on the team has one. You can like you. Well, Ian has yours now.
Mine's gone. When I was honestly just please take this curse away.
I remember that sigh of relief when you let that thing go.
I don't want to sell it. Yes, I do.
But yeah, it was so. But I guess getting back to the question at hand is how it got formulated and how we got the sponsors and whatnot. We were just trying to figure out. So paintball effectively becomes cheaper once you join a team. That's when you start getting some discounts because you decided you want to play on the regular, you want it to be a sport that you are into, and like any sport, you got to commit. So once fields see your committee and forming a team, you get some discounts, because you're spending more money there. Essentially.
Right. They know you're gonna come back.
Right.
Right.
That,
kind of like a force of like almost like a financial force, I guess you could say. Like we're going to be at this field this weekend. That's why kind of like we put out a schedule before we start out.
Oh.
Like for the whole entire season.
Well, that's got to be nice for them too. They're like, oh, I can count on these guys. This is how we're gonna make a kick.
Now they know we're coming with 18 bodies that are going to spend, X amount of dollars at their field.
you do the math, and things start getting a little nicer for you.
That's awesome.
On the price wise.
So that started happening at Check 6, and
Right, we're like, so once we got, we realized we had, a squad of people that were into SpongeBob enough to join a paintball team, then we joined up. We asked Rob, so how does this work? And we found out that there are league fees. So we're like, well, what can we do to take care of these league fees? We want to try to keep prices down. So essentially, Ivan, I often describe us and the captain, coupling that we are is like, it's like the Wizard of Oz. Like, I'm Dorothy. I just run around. I lose my fucking dog. I talk to a bunch of random strange people that are, have no heart and brain. And then you have Ivan. He's the wizard behind the curtain. It makes it all work, dude. He's the mastermind. Don't let him fool you. I'm just like a big mustache, really.
that's a solid stash, brother. Let me tell you.
Working on that.
Fucking A.
But yeah, so Ivan basically, to the Reader's Digest version, is he started an online promoting business that we attached to our team. So we went out and we basically say to people, we will advertise for you, and online we have basically a team of 20 dedicated people that want to play paintball cheaper. So they're going to be out here for you.
And wear that
right
all the time. Your name's out there every week now.
So whenever we put posts up, we tag all of our sponsors in those posts.
We got to get together, you and I, mister.
You got some good stuff. I almost feel like I'm giving away some trade secrets.
It's all right, buddy.
I probably shouldn't be doing. Next thing you know, like...
You can tell them all you want, but it comes down to putting the work.
Exactly.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean, most
most
people will say it, and then they're like, well, get out of the car and go walk in there and say it then, They're like, well, maybe we'll come back next Tuesday when they're less busy, or, the excuses.
Everybody wants to start a podcast.
Everybody wants to start a podcast, but name another one that you know of off the top of your head, other than the Disruption Network, of course. The tried and true.
Shout out to Z.
To Z and the D, of course. Guys are killing it. They are killing it, man. But exactly, it comes down to the hard work and the effort you put into it, and you see that it's paying off for you guys.
Yeah, it is, and it is definitely some hard work. Ivan and I spend a lot of time on our cell phones and computers. Another shout, I got to give my girl Denise some love. She sits around and waits for me. There was a while when we were really getting the promotion stuff going on, where I would come home from work and I would sit on my phone on the couch for 2 hours.
And you're just trying to
taxing,
appease all the people, get new clients. I can imagine.
There is some work involved.
The preseason rush for sponsors.
With
team members. Even every single member of the team comes up with like a list of 20 or 30 businesses before we even start the season, so that we can go and do these sponsor pitches too. So there's even work to put in before we.
So incrementally, it looks like you're getting incrementally more. You got the banners and the shirts these guys got on. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to see, and you're doing it the right way. You started with the idea and the love of it, the passion. You haven't lost that, and then the friendships and all that have solidified in it. And now, you didn't start it like, hey, dude, it'd be a good way to get money and free gear. Let's start fucking shooting each other on Sundays.
It was never about that.
Exactly, and that's what's awesome about it. And that's why I think people, even people who are just watching this and haven't known about this in the area, it's a good time to reach out. As good a time as ever to reach out and start doing. If you are ever interested in the exhilaration of it, or even if it's any sport, but especially paintball in this instance, if you have that idea, like, I love the sport, I'm not sure how to go about it. All it takes is a couple like-minded individuals, a couple people who work hard, a few weekends of not going out and saving your money, sell some decent equipment.
And if anybody's got any questions, Check 6 Paintball is our home field out here. It's right on, it's at Accelerate Sports Complex on Judd Road, right across from where they're putting the Kirby Wyman Park. Pretty much one of us, there's always pretty much going to be an ankle buster there Saturday or Sunday. All the time, you can catch one of us down there at any time. And Boss Paintball. Yep, Boss
Robert. Check 6.
Yeah, talk to Rob at Check 6. He's a great guy. He'll be able to answer any questions that you've got. I mean, even if you just come on down and watch the sport and hang out, we'll see you there. We're really nice guys. We'll come up and say, what's going on? Hey, shake your hand. We're up there. We ref as well, too. So if you... he does rental parties. If you guys are interested in doing a party, you can get a bunch of your friends together, call ahead, and schedule a group party, and maybe have one of us up there reffing for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to if you're worried about being out there with a rental gun and then seeing me walk out there with this thing. That's not something you have to worry about. You can rent the field specifically for your event, for your group of people, whether, all ages. And,
I think that's kind of a big stigma for new people or people that haven't ever gone to play paintball, or what we see a lot with rentals walking on the field. They get these rental guns that are kind of more... I can't say similar to this, but mechanical rental guns, and they see us guys out there all laced up, their headgear on, and rocking these space guns and everything, and they're like,
that's the legit gear,
HK, KLR mask, and they'll see us and almost get intimidated by it, like, oh, these guys are too badass, or these guys are this and that, and I don't want to play with them. But the reality of the fact is that we would love for you guys to come up to us and ask us questions, or to play us in a game, because we've got no problem putting this down, picking this up, or picking up a rental and going out there to help you out, or to show you, or we... All of us as ankle busters are about growing the sport, and I think we're going to find that 90 to 95% of all paintballers are about growing the sport. Nobody wants to go out there and overshoot you, just shoot you in the back of the head, or drop 100. Nobody wants to drop 100 rounds on a new guy behind a bunker and just get him scared of the sport. We want you to come back. We want to see your face back there and play more. We want you to go tell your friends how awesome it was that you guys got to meet, us players, or Check 6, or whatever, and to keep coming around and bring everybody in and
definitely
grow this exponentially.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good way to put it, man, because I think, it's even just a few people can give it a bad rap. If somebody has a bad experience, or you see some D-bag out there who does do that, like, like I said, my buddy Dave Loopy, he went to the Normandy invasion in Pennsylvania, the scenario, and he got shot in the back of the head. That's not a positive
With anything in life that's been out there, I mean, I got to say guilty as charged. My first time playing paintball, I shot somebody right in the back of the head at Check 6 from point blank. You know what I mean?
Well, you were really not calling the kettle right now.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, I did it accidentally. I was a new player, and I was just being an idiot walking out to the start line, and I shot one of Check 6's players right in the back of the head, point blank, accidentally. He was wearing his mask and everything, but I mean, it was.
His name is Kevin, and he just can't stop being a Snake player now.
No, it wasn't Kevin. It wasn't Kevin. Kevin the Snake God.
Just forever.
Yeah, but
DJ said if anybody needs a tarot card reading, hit him up.
Oh, DJ.
Don't know what that means, but I'm in it.
DJ's another ankle buster.
Guys, let me tell you about this experience I'm about to have real quick. Just to interject. So this woman I work with is like a 10th Lakota Indian, but like that's her religion.
That's cool.
Native Americanism. I don't know.
Yeah.
Native Americanist.
We'll go with it.
She's a Native American.
She's nativist.
She's invited me July 6th out to her sacred grounds for a sweat lodge.
You ever done one?
No.
Dude, they're sick.
She's going to tell me my spirit. She's got a shaman. Her friend is like a legit shaman. Whoa. It's a blessed wigwam, like sweat lodge, and she's got a shaman who's going to come, and he guides you through a really, almost through the night meditative experience, and he tells you your spirit animal.
That's awesome.
He helps you find your spirit animal,
I've done it.
Very cool.
Yeah. I've got some native friends and everything.
It's the authenticity. Again, for me, it's always about an authentic experience. I'll do anything once, as long as it's like I'm getting the full experience, I don't want to go do the touristy nonsense in places. And I don't want to do, just the benign. If this woman believes this full-heartedly, and she was explaining all the different rules.
Check it out, man.
Dude, she's like, you walk into the sweat lodge, and you never turn you back to the fire, and you walk in counterclockwise always, and you sit down, and you say your prayers into the tobacco, and you throw it into the fire.
I'm intrigued.
It's like, yeah, and it goes into the ether to the spirit animals in the sky, and I'm like, I'm fucking in, lady, yeah.
I mean, that sells my spirit animal. First off, have you seen this mustache? And second off, he's an animal in Snake Front.
That's awesome.
I do love to dive. I'm more of a dolphin than a snake.
Really? You're a big swimmer, or?
I am a big swimmer.
Really?
But I do like. But there's all right. So a little background in the field. So you have like three sides of the field. You have the Dorito side, the center, and then the snake side. Dorito side is usually it's a bunch of triangular shaped bunkers that just shaped like
the Dorito loaded.
Yeah, the Dorito 3D.
Remember? Yeah, they used to blow them. They were
The
bomb.
3D Doritos.
Those were
that
the
came in the
bomb.
Pringle tube looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they look like. That's how they got their name.
Imagine like a 4 or 5 foot tall one of those that you can hide behind.
Okay.
And then in the center there'll be some round bunkers and some square bunkers and some ones that are shaped like a rhombus or whatever that thing is supposed to look like.
A rhombus.
Then you have the snake side. The snake side is essentially like some long long flat ones, and then you'll have like a little, on the side of it. There'll be like a one random big one at the end, and then you'll have another one. And they call it snake because once you get in there, they're low. They're only like
You're crawling.
2.5 feet tall, if that. And you are exactly that. You have to crawl through there. So generally, snake players to get in there quickly will at a full sprint run and dive into that bunker, and that's why I call myself a dolphin. You can call yourself a snake. I'm not a snake. I'm not slithery. I'm not sneaky. I'm just a dolphin.
Full gear, gun in hand, face dive.
That's a good spirit animal to have.
You know,
I just don't want to be anything crappy like a freaking shrew or an iguana or something.
yeah, you're like with that call you got. You're definitely some sort of like condor.
That's what I said. I said a condor. Dude, I said condor or a brown
Dude,
bear.
dolphins and condors.
Because
are
I like
the
to lay on
same
my
thing.
belly
We're
and
like
just eat
brothers.
honey sometimes. I don't know. Oh, that's too funny, man. So, where'd we leave off? I don't think we've got to. I want to get the whole time frame right. So we had the bachelor party was the initial boom egg crack. You guys go to check 6. Ivan creates a website. You begin getting your sponsors.
It was sorry. Let me adjust these things real quick. So, bachelor party had the idea. Me and Brian and Sal started going to the field, and then Sal tried to like sell me his gun. Like I was kind of like, yo, want to try and get like a better gun for paintball, and Sal's like,
Sal's
yo,
cracking up.
Yeah, like I've got this gun for like $300. And it's like looking back at it now, I was like, dude, it was like really trying to get me. But back in the day, it wasn't worth that much. But now, like the gun that he built and he sold like recently was worth like over $1,000. It was beautiful.
Okay.
And what was her name that you called her? Thelma.
Thelma?
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, those are my first two
That's
guns
good.
that I kind of like pimped out and I was
good.
starting to use, and they were my like silent killers. Thelma and Louise. So.
Nice.
They were hot.
Yeah, they started off kind of like this thing where it's kind of like normal regular parts, but then you get like to like you can go so deep into building a marker, like specified parts, like down to like millisecond adjustments, but that are worth hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
Like, it's crazy, and especially with autocrockers like that. And so Sal tried to get rid of his gear, and I was like, yo, instead of trying to like get rid of your gear right now.
Hey, silly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why don't you like bring your gear to the field, like shoot some kids in the head, And he was like, yeah, it's a great idea. Like maybe I'll come out there and then like next like I'm out there again Sunday and Sal shows up, and then I'm out there again Sunday and Sal shows up, and like just time and time, and like the whole entire
Freaking
summer,
A,
like he
man.
just kept showing up and was like, dude, you want to start a paintball team? And he was like, why not? Let's start a paintball
Can we just
team.
become best friends?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So from that point, then like we had like this other kid on which is still a Check 6 guy. He was like, yo, I want to join you guys with paintball teams. He was like the first person, and then it's like who was like the second? Brian joined up, and then we had
So we got the
Yeah.
freaking original 3 right in the house,
exactly,
boys.
yeah.
You guys didn't even realize this is a historic moment.
Jeez, right now you're gonna be buying like
These are the
custom
OPs.
headbands from us in like 10 years that are worth like hundreds of dollars. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We
Sign
got
this one.
plans that.
Have you guys sign this one now?
Yeah. So from there, it was just kind of like one person heard of us, another person heard of us. Next thing you know, we got like 6 guys, and we're like, all right, so do we want to like join the scene YPL? So we took all that, like the team fees, it would be how much you'd be to get jersey, and we broke it all down. And by the time we figured all that out, like we just kept having like meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. And next thing you know, like another 2 guys show up, another guy shows up, another guy shows
And the
up.
price is going down, down,
Yeah,
down, down,
yeah.
down. And they're all like, wow, this is
Yeah.
affordable.
Yeah, and then like
Very cool.
I'm just gonna give a shout out to Brendan for like the best worst ideas we ever had. Was he was like, yo, since we have like 12 people now, let's join HK Army, and it went from like $150 a person to like $450 a person. But then you're getting everything. You
All
need.
the promotions.
Yeah, like
Wow.
you're getting so much more for that bigger investment, and where we're just like, oh my god, like
tease me.
that's a lot of money for somebody just like in the middle of winter just to drop right before Christmas.
Wow.
Something like, spend $450 and get $1,000 worth of equipment.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was like a lot of.
It's
money,
that's
yeah.
tantalizing. How could you
Yeah.
not?
And everybody pretty much kind of sort of needed equipment at that point in time. We all had, paintball guns that were a little old and ratty, and nobody had matching jerseys. These came with the matching jerseys, came with our pod packs,
Wow.
came with these tech shirts, came with flags. You know what I mean? So
Killer jerseys.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. Here, let me grab one on. We'll throw it in front.
yeah,
Boom. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
legit.
From that point, like we were like, all right, let's go HK Army. Let's get all the gear we need. Let's get all.
Yeah,
the
that's
equipment
legit,
that we need
dude.
from-
Oh,
came with our
Good
masks
shot,
too,
good
with our
shot,
matching
good
masks.
shot.
yeah.
So did they just send this all off the cuff? Did you guys have to like sign up with them, get
no,
approved,
no.
or
That's where like the
you guys are so?
Yeah.
And you said that with such pain, Sal. I feel like
Yeah.
this is gonna hurt. to hear.
That's where my background comes in. Like I've been doing graphic design since like 2006. Like that's been my profession, what I do for work, and like I work in sign shops. Like I make all the stuff you see around me is stuff I can do.
This
but
is all Ivan's design.
Hey.
That's awesome. It's tremendous.
But basically, we sent them out. It's called a press kit, and it's like a professional PDF of like, here's all our players, this is what we do, this is what we can do for you, and stuff like that. And I was just trying to like off the cuff, like you said, like get like $100 from HK Army and like help us out with our jerseys. And they were like, yo, we never ever sponsor a first year team, and you just sent us a package better than any of our professional teams have ever sent us for requesting a sponsorship.
Wow.
And they're like, we're sponsoring you guys this year. Here's the package pricing. We're gonna give you like another classified percentage off on everything else you guys are gonna get off, and like we really can't discuss that.
Yeah, no, I understand. Absolutely. You don't need to.
There's Ivan giving away those secrets, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like do like a really good job and
Yeah.
like, be really good at what you do, and you're gonna go places, guys.
Yeah.
And,
Never heard that one before.
and,
Out of every fortune cookie I ever ate.
and at that point, we were just like, all right, so this is gonna work, and like everybody, just like the morale went from like, okay, we're gonna play in the paintball league, like, yo, we're gonna play in the paintball league this
That's
year.
so cool, man.
Sponsored
That's
by
so
HK
cool.
freaking Army, man.
And that was like the first practice that we had when we had everybody on the team. Everybody was there. That was like the first photo you can see on AB Legion BST, or the second one now, because we had this year now, which is the second year. And so our second photo, which is the first photo off that cover photo, you can see just everybody just like cheesing in the whole entire photo.
Yeah.
Head to toe.
Yeah, dude.
I made it. That's awesome, guys.
3 big boxes came in once all the gear came in after we spent this, as you said, classified amount of money
Yeah.
to, but which was still less than half of if you were to buy everything outright.
Right.
It was just 3 boxes and like a 4-foot pile, like 6 feet wide of just like.
And you guys are like,
paintball
it's
gear.
real.
Yeah, it was real.
What's
Me
cool
and,
is
like, our
you
friends,
never
like,
find that many like-minded individuals to do something like that, and to have all of everybody pull their act together that much.
And I mean, we span from Oswego to Herkimer, Poland, almost.
Wow.
We've got like DJ, the tarot card guy, is in Oswego. Sal's from Syracuse, drove out here. Ivan's in almost Poland, Coldbrook area. So
Boonville, like we gotta name everybody. Like we just name.
Go ahead.
the whole
Go ahead.
entire
You have
thing.
time.
All right, so hey, you guys.
So wait a minute.
something.
While he's looking this up, DJ, you out there, man? I want some, a real tarot card. He's legit.
we've
tarot cards right now.
Come here, buddy.
we've
Send
got
it. You're
people
coming on
from
the show.
all backgrounds.
Listen, get a hold of Lost Guidance Podcast as soon as you can. You're coming on the show.
I'll,
You're
I'll
gonna
send him.
read
I'll
us.
send him down, Zach.
Yeah, you will. Damn, Skibby. So in a few weeks, I actually have my friend who's huge in the Magic game right now coming on. Ryan Bliss. You ever hear him?
I don't know. I don't think
He's-
so. But I know Magic.
Oh,
Watch
he
that podcast.
is legit, dude. So yeah, look, I'm actually gonna try and get an upgraded camera to like bird's eye view it, because
Let me know. I can hook you.
I
up.
love that stuff. Sleight of hand is like that's cool. That's really cool to me.
Are you talking like card magic or like?
He's
magic
very
cards?
good at card magic.
Card.
Oh, we thought you were talking Magic the card game. We're all like geek. Yeah, Magic the Gathering.
Are you serious? You all thought that?
Yeah.
Slight nerd boner across this whole half of the room, just like, what cards he got? Like,
He's
what
like,
are you
hey,
doing?
he's got a Blue Eyes White Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Listen, I had a holographic Charizard once. All right.
Dude, you think I didn't, bro?
Yeah, so to name
That's
drop
so
our
funny.
whole team, we got me on top of the list, unfortunately. I'm just on the first string
Wow, way to toot your own horn, Ivan. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, we're actually doing way worse than Sal's string is. So Sal's team is just killing it with the beginners line this year.
So you're each
I don't know what happened. It's just
you're each captaining
we're
a team?
mashing. Yes.
We have
Yeah.
a blue line and a red line.
Well, we have right ankle buster and left ankle buster, as it's called in
That's a good
in
idea.
league. So
So right is red and lab, which is left ankle busters, is me because blue is one of my favorite colors. I don't know how.
I could join a team, start it, be Cankle Busters.
hey, put those cankles to work.
So outside of myself, we got Devin Danes, who's one of our great super versatile players. We got Noah Westbrooks, who's also an awesome snake player. We got Mike Wright, who's he's got some aggression out there that he really puts on the field.
It's points for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
He's nasty out there. Matt will run the field.
Yeah, we got Mark King, who's for a bigger guy, he's almost 7 foot tall, and he's got some weight on him. The dude, or not the.
The Good?
The Good.
That Gouda will.
That dude's got some really good moves out there. He's fast. You wouldn't think a guy his height would ever move that fast. He's a blur out there.
I've been bunkered by Mark, man. I didn't even see it coming.
It's next thing you know, just shadow.
Kabah!
Then you got Brian Morrissey, who is here himself.
In the flesh.
Then we've got some of our veteran guys. Well, actually, Tyler Walden, who's out in Fort Drum. He's currently getting his deployment papers. I think he's going to an undisclosed location that we have been disclosed to in Afghanistan.
Fucking CIA Black Ops going on in this episode, boys.
We've got a bunch of vets on our team too. We're very veteran forward
That's
team as well.
awesome.
We support our boys.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, that's why we've got some people.
Remind me about that at the end of the show. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no
Veterans
problem.
at the end of the show, okay?
Got you.
Absolutely. Then we've got Travis Richardson, who's also another vet. I think he was with the Marine Corps, I believe. Yeah. So he's kicking some ass out there for sure. When he plays out there, he's also rocking Sal's mechanical autococker. He goes out there with just that, and he just destroys it.
Damn.
Then you've got Sal Giacobbe. Then you've got Ian Tebow, who's a super talented guy out there, also a very super talented audio installation guy. If you ever want to network with him, you got Bailey Large. You've got Daniel D, who is definitely, that's not his name. He's still listed under. It's DJ. His name is Wayne Brissett. Is it Daniel Brissett? Wayne Brissett? I can't. Yeah,
Well, how-
DJ.
I've never understood nicknaming people.
Yeah, it's my name's not Daniel. It's Wayne, but that's your middle name. But you do tarot card readings. You're DJ.
DJ.
And we love him, man. He's
I'm
the,
in.
he's the hippie on the team, and
Like I said with the Sweat Lodge, I'm all into that shit. So
Then actually, I messed up. Matt Wright is actually Mike Wadsworth on my line, but Mike Wadsworth is also another veteran guy on our team
yeah.
who's kicking some ass. Then we've got Corey Randall, who's from Yankee Builders, and by the way, Matt Wright is from Charlemagne. They're it's kind of cool. The companies that we work for and stuff like that will also chip in because they understand the immense value that 20 people promoting
Exactly.
for the next 6 months will put in for a couple $100. It's ridiculous.
For sure.
Because you have companies that will charge $1,000 a week for the same thing.
Roll through these and then roll through those. Your sponsors.
Oh yeah. So
That's fine.
then we've got after that we've got Sal's girlfriend Denise. Then we've got Sal's son Philip. Then we've got George Kowalski,
I like it.
who is our captain, shining force on Sal's team. By the way, this dude has been paintballing nonstop for the past 25 years.
Whoa.
he refs in the professional NXL leagues. He's a referee for them, and he's kind of like our secret weapon.
That's just it. If you ref in anything, you got to be the most knowledgeable of it.
Not
So
only does he ref in the NXL, but he refs the pro field. Because like I said, there was 26 different fields, and then the pros have the nicest spot, and he refs the pro field.
that's crazy.
big shout out to Georgie.
Yeah, shout out George.
You want to talk about some secret insight as to what you could be doing better that day? No matter how good you are, he has it.
He can just.
He's paintball daddy
He's
for
one of
the
those you
team.
can just check out the scene and be like, yeah, you're moving slower at this or whatever.
Yeah.
You can
You've
analyze
never
it.
seen
That's cool.
anybody more calm in a gunfight. It's just
That's tremendous.
creepy how calm he is. He will be in the middle of the field and 9 guys will be running around getting shot at super fucking crazy, and George will just be standing there hey, you need to go there. You need to go there. Rounds incoming all around him, and then just boom, 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 and he's already shot
That's
6
great. I
people.
can just see him
I'm
like,
I don't.
Phoop.
He doesn't run anywhere. He'll just casually walk up to the next bumper, boop, do one ball you, and it's I don't.
Right.
That's crazy.
So after that, we got Alex Moore from Yellow House Media. And then we have my wife, Ricky Sayers Popov, who has been with me from day one of this stupid, sweaty, in my boxers on the couch idea that we've come so far with.
Cheers to you, madam.
And I think we should also give a quick shout out to all the ladies and the children of Ankle Busters, because they do come to our games. They help us out in the pit. You know, when we with the families, when we come out and we're all covered in paint and we have 2 minutes to turn around and get right back into the next game, you know, we need people to fill up our pods, people to fill up our air tanks, people to wipe us down in paint, make sure that we're hydrated, and girlfriends, wives, daughters, you know, families come out and they help us out in the pit and make sure that we're ready to go when we're in the middle of a game and in the middle of a firefight.
Just because you don't have a gun in your hand, doesn't mean you're not part of the team. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're all wives, like you said, wives, kids.
And that's got to make it so much better for you guys to know that you have the support of not only your friends and the guys playing with you, but your family.
Yeah, especially the format of playing tournament style is fast and aggressive, and things have to be done systematically and quickly. And we can't do that without the support that we get in our pit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Next person is your girlfriend, Sam, in the pit. She's on this list. And then we have our whole entire Texas three-man crew that we have to mention as well.
Oh, Texas.
For sure.
With what's Greg J's last name?
It's Gray Passamone. Greg Jago? Greg Jago, yep.
Then you have Edward Gutierrez. Is that his name? And then you have Gray Passamore.
Passimone's a hell of a last name. I like that.
Yeah, so that's our three-man team in Texas. Was it San Antonio?
Passamere, not Passamone.
They're definitely going to be rocking our colors, if not this season, but next season, once we get super situated with everything.
That's great.
And then at that point, we just got all the rest of our sponsors from the top. We got
go ahead.
HK Army. Check 6 isn't on this banner, but that's beside the point. HK Army.
We still love you, Rob.
Rob from Check 6. You're up. You're here, Rob. We got you, buddy.
Followed by, let's take one of these out. Followed by Trollmation, Tech T Paintball Products, Wind Supply, Yellow House Media, Yankee Builders, Buffalo Paintball, Aquatic World in Syracuse, Caramel Corn of Syracuse, and also Syracuse Emporium. Kicking some butts for us this year, guys. You guys are really supportive.
That's awesome. Yeah, shout out to all you guys.
We literally can't do this without you guys, and we appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, we're well over an hour, so I don't know if there's certain points you guys want to hit on. There's more you want to show, Sal?
Yeah,
we get through.
I really just wanted to shoot you with a paintball, honestly.
Oh man, I didn't want that. But
there's always like a tradition that we kind of do as a paintball player is like it's gonna be
at least let me take my new Lost Guidance podcast shirt off.
We're not gonna shoot you with it, but you have to eat one of those.
I have to eat one of these.
You gotta taste it, man. If you haven't tasted paint,
you don't have to swallow it per se. Back in the day, they were paintball.
You want me to put paint in my mouth?
I want you to put at least one of those, if not like 3 or 4, in your mouth. Chew the shit out of them until they break. You can swallow it if you want. They're not toxic. I mean, they're not bad for the environment. They're not gonna hurt you.
It's basically vegetable glycerin. And
you want me to put this fucking thing in my mouth?
You eat it in 2 weeks.
You want to put this? You want me to eat this?
You want to chomp a paintball with them?
You do it. All right, we all do it. I'll do it, you motherfuckers.
All right, we'll chomp a paintball.
So you're gonna spit it out. Or you're gonna swallow
I'll grab some. Hold on, give me.
Yeah, we need a bin.
I'm not gonna swallow this thing.
I knew he was a spitter.
Oh God.
Oh, my wife's gonna be so mad. I'm so late right now. It's okay. I love her.
Ricky, we love you.
I love you, Ricky.
How did you not give your own wife a shout out? Oh no, you did at the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's right.
I gave her so many shout outs. She's the best because like there's no other person that at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm like running outside like I'm so late would be like I hope you do good today. I love you. It's like thanks, babe. You're like that. I'm awake.
Yeah, Ricky, we all love you.
Yeah, she's
Don't be mad at him.
Mama Ricky. We call her Mama Ricky.
All right, Zachary is back with spit cups.
Yeah, here you go. Spit it in there, you sicko. I was like, I can't believe I'm about to do this. I feel like
I need a ball.
All so many times. You're the only one that's gonna die.
Oh yeah, make sure you're looking at the camera.
All right. God damn, man. What am I doing?
Welcome to the team, brother.
All right, boys. Thank you so much, man. It's been great having you. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't taste that bad.
Oh.
It's a little harder than I thought it was gonna be.
You guys are crazy.
It's better when it's warm. I like it.
I've eaten so many of these.
That's not bad.
Well, I guess I'm part of the team, but fuck that.
It doesn't taste any better at 300 miles an hour. I'll tell you that.
That was good. Well, guys, I think that's a good way. I don't know what is going on with my jingle palette. I'm trying to fucking.
What's going on with your mouth palate? It's rejecting.
Oh God, it was paint. That's why it was paint. Why would you got? Oh
There used
God.
to be competitions for this back in the day where you would just like put your mouth underneath this gigantic, like, funnel of paintballs, and you would just try to just chew as many as you could. You'd have to swallow them, but you had to break them, and whoever won would like end up winning a gun or a whole bunch of cases of paint or something. I've entered many of those competitions and never won one of them. So.
Rigged, and those are definitely rigged. I'm glad those days of the Wild Wild West are far behind us. It's like ketchup with colors. It's like
I'll take one of those here.
Hey, Ivan, can you move that, bud? Put him right behind you on the Louisville whiskey thing.
Ooh.
The wild turkey thing. Yeah, that's fine. I usually play music at the end, but my music's kind of jacking. Does this sound bad to you guys? Does this sound staticky?
Yeah, I'm hearing the crackle.
I don't hear anything.
So we're just gonna avoid that. Listen, I have. It's been like a couple of weeks since I've had a guest. Like 2 weeks since I've had a guest on. Scheduling constraints, things like that. So I have a few shout outs and things I gotta discuss as well. First off, Corey Lilly killed it on these freaking shirts. Thank you so much. Carly Wright designed it. I mean,
They're
better
dope.
better than I could have asked of either one. Thank you, Dave Pasquale, for the shirt donation. And in case you're wondering, yeah, these are coming. These are coming to a store near you soon. This is the prototype round, and it looks good, and I'm very happy with it. Talking about veterans, guys, stay tuned because I'm in the works. I've already communicated with the venue. I've communicated with bands. I've communicated with a DJ. I've communicated with a lot of people. Everybody always says their mama's got the best Reggie recipe. Well, guess what?
Oh, my girlfriend's is mean.
This August, we're going to put that to rest. We're going to decide whose mama has the best Reggie recipe. That's right. The Lost Guidance podcast will be sponsoring Yo Mama's Chicken Riggy Cook-Off.
Oh,
I love that.
And it's going to be a great benefit. We're going to have, like I said, bands there. We're going to have some baked goods for sale. It's essentially going to be pay your way. You try all the Riggies. You vote on the one you like the best. You have a few beers, hang out with us. All the money's going to go back to the Veterans Outreach Center. Vince Scalise is going to be there. So I wanted to bring up, you guys have veterans on your team and stuff. I love giving back to those guys. And it was great when I went down to Utica and see the Veterans Outreach Center see that Vince Scalise, he bought this building for like dirt change. It was crap rundown. And now here it is today with, I think he said 8 apartment buildings and a full food pantry and a dining area for them to share meals together. Excuse me. And it's tremendous. So as soon as I left that day,
a little bit.
yeah, it's a little bit, yeah. What is that, yellow? But I really wanted to give back, and I've been thinking about it ever since. And my mom, who many of you know, she's in kind of poor health lately. She's really been kind of giving the Grim Reaper the go around. And I love her for it. She's the strongest woman I know. She's a robot, and she's going to watch this. And she tells me every day I'm her inspiration, but she's my inspiration. And so she was talking the other day how bad she wants to get up and be making Riggies and how happy she is to be cooking for me and everything. And I'm like, you know what? You got the best Riggy recipe around, and I'll put that against anybody. So you folks are out there. If you guys think you know somebody who's got a better one, get a hold of me, lostguidancepodcast@gmail.com or Lost Guidance on any social media platform. You can find us. But I think it's time, boys. I think we put it to rest. You know, everybody knows the best Riggies in town here, for the most part, in order. But, you know...
Rigged competition is definitely riggied.
Riggy.
I see what you did there.
Gotta get a little
I will
something.
agree with that, yeah.
It's like the same restaurant wins it every year for the past 5 years. I don't think so.
I think there's better out there, I gotta say that.
Bella Regina, solid. Venice. Good stuff,
I'll say
dude.
that, man.
Good stuff.
Sam made Ricky's last night. I think we got some left over if you want to try Sam's.
You can try it.
Dang.
You can try it.
Sam's got some mean
But it's going to be
Rickies.
fun, and it's going to be a good way to give back.
Some of Sam's cookies.
Oh,
bro.
I knew when I said that you were gonna think it was something dirty. That's not how I meant it.
No, I mean,
like,
I wanted them all for myself.
Just straight the fuck up.
So, guys, I know you already had tryouts and everything, but do you have any more coming up, or is there a way people should reach out to you guys if they are interested?
What me and Sal usually do is over the course of the year is I'll kind of like spearhead the summer league part of things, which is like it's a really intense part of things because that's when we get like all new jerseys, all new banners, all new everything, and that's like it's pretty ridiculous what we have to go through like together to get everything done. But then after the summer league's over, which is usually in September or October, then we take over for the winter league side of things. That's what Sal usually spearheads, and at that point we're looking for new guys like end of September, beginning of October, just being like, all right, do you want to join the Ankle Busters or the AB Legion in the capacity of a 3-man squad versus a 5-man squad, and go out with us to a bit further to an indoor field over in Angelica, GRC, which is another awesome field we play at.
GRC paintball, shout out.
Shout out to Rob Cole at GRC, man. They've got a great field if you're out there in West.
That's awesome.
Great.
Indoor paintball play all seasons.
Yep. And what we tried to do last year with that too is like we've got the indoor field, GRC Winter League, but we're also kind of thinking like, you know, I don't know, like maybe laser tag too, like for the for the
Laser
like,
tag.
the ladies on the team that were like, you know, we want.
Oh shit! Now I feel bad that I said that. That should shoot me down, Ivan. I was like, laser tag. I haven't done that since I was like 9. You're like, you know, for the ladies. Wow.
Yeah, because last time my wife played was in like the bedroom, and I kind of shot her from 5 feet away on an unregulated marker to the spinal cord, and that was 30 minutes of.
And wait a minute, you're still married?
Yeah. We got married like I think a month later. So it was.
If that's not loyalty, I don't know what it is.
Tough girl.
Yeah.
Putting up with him, she's a tough girl.
But yeah, so we Winter League, which you should definitely be a part of, or laser tag for the ladies and the kids on the team.
I'm in. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll house them.
They do have. I do want to say, because it was never mentioned, I do want to say too that for anybody out there that is very young or hasn't even tried paintball or might be scared about the impact that the paint makes, Check 6 or a lot of these fields around here do offer what's called 50 caliber low impact. These guns shoot what's a 68 caliber round. They do offer 50 caliber low impact now for children and anybody that wants to go out and do. We do a lot of them for birthday parties.
So half the size.
Yeah, about half the size.
Smaller balls,
and
lower
smaller
velocity.
balls. Yep, lower velocity, and we give the kids chest protectors as well, like
good.
these thick foam chest protectors as they go out there.
Yeah.
So I mean that's an option for children's birthday parties that we see a lot. And the kids love it. I have not seen a kid walk off that field complaining about being injured, being hurt at all. Everybody walks out there with giant smiles, having a blast.
That's awesome.
All the parents come out and thank us constantly for them having such a good time.
That's great.
You know, they walk in there with a little bit of doubt and uncertainty, and they walk out. Everybody walks out with smiles and thank yous.
In all reality, it doesn't hurt any more than maybe an icy snowball someone throws at you at point blank when you're a kid, you know?
I mean, like if you're a child, yeah, absolutely. Like as an adult, it's like if somebody just took like a 6-foot long stick and whacked you with the end of it.
Yeah.
It's about the same.
Yeah.
You'll get over it in about like 10 seconds.
You ever hit a Charlie horse?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
like
Charlie
that,
horse.
but on the skin only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you get shot in the neck, then that's like a different story.
Yeah.
That's just you for some reason. I don't know why you're sticking your neck out of a bunker, but
it's just like circles.
It's actually pretty accurate. I've got like scars here, like scars there.
Wow.
It's like you get shot in the neck just right, your whole arm goes numb and you drop it.
Yeah.
just him.
Smokes your carotid artery.
Yeah.
It's like seeing a warrior princess.
I gotta tell you guys too that are out there in the audience, anyone who might be listening today to this this little event we got going on here, I want you to know that there is no stipulation on size, weight, age. Paintball is a sport for all ages. You do not have to be a stellar athlete to play the sport. You could be a 9-year-old girl, or who's skinny mini. You could be a 25-year-old dude who's would be considered overweight, and you can come out here and play this sport competitively.
I think all three of us can say that we've all been smoked on the paintball field by somebody that's like 14 years old, and we've been smoked by a 40-year-old, and we've been smoked by a 65-year-old. You know what I mean? Playing playing with the guys at KVM. Man, shout out to KVM Paintball as well.
KVM, I was looking for your guys' shirt to wear before I came here. I couldn't find it. Sorry, fam. Still love you, though. Oh, shit. We were talking about Rob Cole. Just another quick shout out to his father, Glenn. Glenn Cole has got to be, I think he's in his 70s. Still plays paintball.
Wow.
Still plays paintball.
That's
Running the field.
tremendous.
Yeah.
And those are the guys you got to worry about, man, to be honest with you.
They're so experienced,
So, yeah,
so seasoned.
they will run metaphoric circles around you as you run physical circles around them. You'll just they'll just let you get tired and then light you up.
That's
Should
crazy.
I pop this off?
I mean,
A desk pop?
Here, lean in a little.
There's no. It's
Come on
it's
in.
empty. It's empty. We
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
let you know. There's no
Here,
paintballs.
here.
There's no paintballs in the marker at all.
it's gonna definitely. I'm gonna take these headphones off because it's gonna cap you out.
Yeah, you might want to on headphone.
I would just
So-
like aim it over
So you'll
there.
be able to hear.
So you're gonna be. He's gonna let you see what the ramping does here.
So that's one shot individually.
Point it that way. No, your microphone. Well, you can point that.
Okay.
You can point your microphone that
So you can do one single shots individually, but the faster you shoot, once you pull your fingers a couple times fast, you'll hear it sound like a machine gun.
So that's 10.2. That's how fast the
That's
rounds
how
are
fast
coming.
you guys can go.
That's the tournament cap
That
Wow.
Speed with my fingers. That speed is coming from.
from the chipboard.
As long as you go 5 clicks per second. Or
5 clicks per second. It's coming out at 10 balls per second. So basically, it's doubling your trigger pulse.
Wow, that's pretty fast.
It's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
And these rounds are traveling. We're regulated at 300 feet per second is maximum. We chrono at about 280, 285 feet per second at the chronograph for a tournament, which means these balls are traveling 300 miles per hour through the air, coming at you at 10 and a half a second.
Where's my shot?
So,
On my back.
yeah.
Yeah, you're a little bruised on the back there, bud.
Yeah, you got some good ones on your shoulder right here.
Let's
You got
see.
some on your right here.
Oh,
look
yeah.
at-
A little bit over here.
on the shoulder.
Bruised up there, bud.
I was like wondering. I was like, is Sal like laying into flames? Why is he taking his shirt off real quick? he was like,
I'm on fire.
He's like, damn, boys, getting a little bit steamy in here.
Sal, this isn't this kind of party, all right?
I don't know what you think happens at a minute or an hour 27 into the podcast, boys, but it doesn't get freaky.
we could probably keep talking for like the next.
I
6
know,
hours,
and that's
yeah.
it. It's hard to produce digestible content when I could just talk for hours.
We're
guys.
passionate about
but
this,
hey,
too.
I don't know about you. That fridge still looks kind of full, so we're gonna have ourselves a time here, folks. You guys got any more shout outs you want to get in here before we? Another shout out to HK for sure.
HK, you guys take care of us.
HK and Check Six all day long. Those are the last two, the best two. Well, not to say the best two, but just like the family that we've had the longest.
That's awesome, man.
And everybody else that's on this wall, all these other sponsors, Blue Light, whatever, Blue Moon.
Blue Moon, Ice House, Labatt Blue Light, Canadian
We
Pilsner.
love all you guys too. You're delicious.
Oh, big thank you to Joe Cole, my man. All right, you see this painting right here of the Rat Pack? Yeah. He had the original down in Utica for the Utica Summerfest. He did that all in charcoal, in graphite. That is by his hand. I mean, it's the most.
Hey,
It's great.
He needs to get a hold of us because I'd love to have one of those sitting above my
It's
dining room
amazing.
table of the Ankle Busters paintball team.
That would be cool. That would be
Can I
cool.
be in my HK KLR mask?
Only if I could put a mustache on it.
You have to do just like the little tiny cat mustache with like a stick on the bottom, just for fucking shits and giggles.
I'm down. Let's do it.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, Joe. So reach out, man. We got some clients right here, and thank you again for the artwork. That's just a print, but it's freaking beautiful, man. And you guys got to go check him out. He's on Facebook, Joe Cole. And like I said, keep an eye out for the Veterans Chicken Riggy Yo Mama's Chicken Riggy Cook-Off Fest coming this August, and I'll have more details as we get closer. Thank you guys for coming on, man.
Hey,
This
no
has been
problem.
tremendous.
And hopefully one of these times really soon we can actually get you out onto the field. You know, it's 10
Give me
minutes
a gun,
away right
man.
down the street.
You give me a gun, man.
Listen, we actually come as a team. We all have extra guns. So anytime you come down, we've all got extra guns, gear, jersey, pants, mask. You won't have to use a rental. We'll all let you borrow some of our good
I look like Rambo right now, so I
high-end
love it.
markers. So anytime you want to come down, man, we'll let you on and
I'm
we'll
in.
give you some
I'm
paint to
in.
play with. And
So guys, get a hold of these these fellas, if you're interested in the September, October timeframe when they're getting close to their winter deal, get a hold of them. AB Legion, the Ankle Busters, you can find them on Instagram. I find you on Facebook. You're everywhere.
Yep.
We got a Twitter. We got all those other things. We don't use all of them all the time because we're really out there just playing the sport. Like we try to get a social networking division going of like all the ladies and stuff doing stuff, but they're out there with us playing the sport. So we're just like, okay, you guys do this while you do this. It's hard.
I totally understand for sure.
The best thing to do if anybody is interested at all, man, just come down to the field. Come down to Check 6 on any Saturday, any Sunday. Come speak to any Ankle Busters or any Check 6 player. You'll see us out there geared up with our jerseys on. You can't miss us at all. And anybody will, take you with open arms and just basically show you the ropes. And we'd love to have you come down and just even check it out.
It's awesome. See, the purple and white are doing it right, folks. That's right. The Ankle Busters are here. And I think that's a good way to wrap up. We
Purple and white doing it right. Did you just give us a
slogan? You're fucking welcome, boys.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Love this guy.
Where's the pen?
All right, I think that's a great way to end it. We thank you so much for the headband. Thank you for making me chew paint, you sick fucks. And guys, check out Ankle Busters. They're coming to a town, shooting you up real soon.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome what you guys are doing with your team, with the building of it, with the building of your name, and the support you have with each other, and that's tremendous. So I admire and appreciate that you guys came on. And check us out this upcoming week. Like I said, I think it's this week or next week. I'm gonna have Ryan Bliss on, the magician, card magic, not magic the cards, and it's going to be a good time. So until then, try not to get lost out there, folks. All right? Sorry, I didn't get to play the outro beats, but we got some technical difficulties. We're going to wrap this up, call it a good day, and crack a couple cold ones. So we'll see ya. Cheers, boys. Cheers.